Normally, people send me a biography if they're going to speak, and I didn't get one today, but the guy speaking is Bob. So I guess we'll just go with that. So, Bob, are you, where is Bob? So give us a little background, Bob.
Well, my bio was a lot longer than most that JD has had. I'm Bob Sanderson. I've been a member here since 1990, somewhere in there, late 80s. Prior president of the Fort Collins Jaycees. Lived here in Fort Collins, or actually Timnath, since '82. That was before Timnath was cool, or very populated for that matter. But in a nutshell, I'm retired State Farm agent, 38 years, like Brad, here in Fort Collins. I joined Rotary, late 80s, I'd have to look it up, but was president of the club in 96, 97, somewhere in there. And I've really enjoyed it. It's my go-to thing in town, none other. Today, I'm president of our own foundation, this club's foundation, which is a big deal because very few clubs in the district, or probably nationally for that matter, have their own foundation that they use as a vehicle to donate money or support special causes within their communities and whatnot. Our foundation was formed, Chris. I'll tell him later. Okay. Chris is coming up here soon to do all of our club or our foundation details, but I was on the board of the foundation when it was relatively new. I think Chris Richmond and a handful of us started the foundation, and I can remember it started with, like folding cash, like a donation type thing. So Chris will get into more detail about that. Right now, we have a great board of directors. Some of the folks have been on the board for since the earth cooled. Could I have the board please stand, our current board of directors? Denise Giuliani is our liaison with PSS, who we're going to introduce here soon as kind of part of the board, but our connection there for information and whatnot. Without further ado, I'd like Chris Otto to come up and tell us all about what the foundation is and does.
I'm a little more humble than Bob, and I'm not going to say I'm a big deal like he just said he was. So the organization is a big deal, and as Bob was saying, and he wanted me to just give all my notes to him, our foundation was started in 1988, and we are a 501c3, and so basically that means, like, our club itself is not a 501c3, but our foundation is, and so that leads to some additional things that we do, but we primarily work with Project Self-Sufficiency and helping be a conduit of funding scholarships to PSS. In the early days, I think before they came up with that alliance and that partnership, the board itself tried to fund or try to identify their own scholars, and that was not a fun thing. And so we give a lot of kudos to Denise for working with Project Self-Sufficiency, who has a very robust program that they vet and they work with the participants. We're going to be lucky today to hear from a couple of the participants in person, and I think we have a letter as well. Because that's really, at the end of the day, what this money goes to, is helping those individuals make changes in their life. And they're the big deals. I mean, I'll explain it to Bob later, but they are the big deals. And so some background about our organization. It is initially was funded through, as Bob said, some donations and annual events more than anything. And I think one of the big things that the club decided to do is to do away with annual events. And so every quarter, there's $25 that comes into the foundation. And that's why all of you are foundation members and foundation donors, whether you know it or not. And some of you are other donors that decide to give beyond the $25 a quarter. You might ask, where is it today? Well, a couple years ago, I stood up here and I think communicated that we had gone over $1 million in funds invested, and now we're at about 1.3 million. And so basically, and with that growth, we originally, back when I started, we were doing, I think, like 7 scholarships at $1,000 a semester. And now we're doing 10 scholarships a semester at $2,000. So with the growth of our foundation, we're able to grow the number of scholarships we give, as well as the amount of the scholarships. And so I don't know that we don't have plans necessarily to go beyond 10, but there, as we continue to grow, there could be some opportunities maybe to expand the amount of the scholarship, which I'm assuming would not be a problem. Okay. And just, I'm an accountant, so I like to count things. And since we started out like I think we've been awarding scholarships. The foundation started in '88, but our scholarship program started more in '98. And with that, when I did some back of the napkin math, I think we've done about 200 scholarships. And that's now the other thing we do with scholarships is we try to make a commitment to the students that will support them throughout their education. So we don't grant 1 year and take it away. And so with the 200 scholarships, I've kind of estimated that that's about 50 different individuals, which I think is remarkable. And as every year we hear these great success stories, and that's just 50 people in our community now that are contributing and successful and doing the things they want to be doing to make a contribution both to their family and to ours in the community. So I think that's just a great opportunity. We have, with these two, this middle banner, we have major donors, and Bob and I are working on getting that updated. We initially had a program that basically had bronze, silver, and gold, and a lot of the folks that you see there then just continued to give money, and I never told them that they had to stop. So now we're going to rethink what the categories are, because we just have some really great funders, and I don't know if you guys, I just always want to honor him. Trey Cutler, if you remember Trey, he sends a big check every year for our PSS program. So we're going to be updating this, and hopefully we'll get some names up there that maybe give it the recognition that they need there as well. I think when Bob comes up at the end, he's going to kind of talk about ways that you can give and additional ways, because like I said, whether you want to or not, everyone is a donor to our foundation, because you're basically giving us $100 a year quarterly, and then that goes in, and then we have other donors and other ways to give, and then that's where we pay out the scholarships. Now, I mentioned at the beginning, the one thing I also want to mention is I mentioned in the beginning, we are a 501c3, and so with that, we've done other kind of programming or other fundraising type events. Over the years, we've been kind of the pass-through for Acamel, the cornhole that moved into our great pickleball event, which also supports PSS, which is a great program. And as you guys heard earlier, the Wind Shindle Impact Fund is something that basically the dollars reside within the foundation so that there can be tax deductions and things like that. So we use this as a tool for other things as well, but the main tool is project self-sufficiency. And so I think with that, I think, Bob, you're going to come back up and then introduce the folks, because really, the people we want to hear from are the two ladies that are sitting here waiting to talk to us. Don't be nervous. We're really nice. And like I said, I just want to remind you guys are the big deal. He is not. So.
I just love that guy. As said before, yeah, I mean, we've aligned with PSS here in town for many years. This thing kick-started many years ago, and of course, you know how it's grown. I'd like to introduce to you now Jody Stacy, who's the program director of PSS.
So Project Self-Sufficiency, we help single moms and dads go to college or get workforce training to achieve their post-secondary credentials. And what that does is allow them to have careers and earn a sustainable wage. That's the bottom line, and that's our goal. We do this through program advisors like Myra. Myra, shake your hand up there. And they provide very intensive academic and career advising as well as wraparound supports all the way through cap and gown until our program, participants graduate. And we do this through strong partnerships like the one we have with Foothills Rotary. You provide scholarships to 10 of our participants every semester, continuing all the way through graduation, and that is key. It's fundamental, and it really works, and our outcomes are stellar because of that support, honestly. The Rotary scholars you support are pursuing degrees in high-demand industries like business, information technology, healthcare, and human services. So they're going after jobs that are in high demand in Colorado as part of our talent pipeline. Ashley and Jessica are going to tell you about the impact of your scholarships on their families and on their educational journeys. But first, I'm going to read a letter from Brian. Brian couldn't be here today. He's a Rotary scholar, and this is what he wants to tell you. My name is Brian, and I was accepted into the highly competitive AAS nursing program at Ames Community College, starting in fall 2025. Is it competitive? Yes. They take very few people and lots of applicants, maybe only 20 out of 200 applicants. Brian made it in, so congrats to Brian. I have years of work experience as a CNA in intensive care unit through UC Health, and my anticipated graduation date for this program is spring 2027. The nursing program is full-time, and when we say full-time, it is full-time. And I have needed to reduce my work hours as a CNA from 36 hours a week to 20 to 24 hours a week. And with that cut in work hours is a cut in pay. The Foothills Rotary Scholarship has provided much-needed financial support to assist with monthly bills and expenses as I complete the nursing program. Additional scholarship funds have been a lifeboat and safety net for me and my two kids, allowing me to focus more of my energy and time into my challenging course load. So thank you all so much for investing in me and my future career in the nursing field. And next, Ashley's going to speak.
Hi, everyone. My name's Ashley Howard, and I'm currently a student attending Metropolitan State University of Denver, and that's as a single parent. I have 3 kids, twin boys that are 4, help me Jesus, and a 9-year-old daughter who's in 4th grade. 2 of my kids do happen to be on the spectrum. One who's like really highly functional, and that's my daughter, of course. And then my son, who's also on the spectrum. So I am a single parent of special needs students. I didn't add that in the speech, but I just wanted to add that. I'm majoring in psychology, and then my minor is going to be human development and family studies. I chose to pursue this degree because I am passionate about understanding how people think, feel, and develop through their lives. As a single parent, I have experienced firsthand the importance of mental health and strong family support. After graduation, I hope to work as a counselor or family advocate, helping children and families thrive and overcome challenges. The Rotary Scholarship has been an incredible help to me during my time at college. It has eased the financial burden that comes with balancing school, parenting, and daily responsibilities. Support like this is truly critical. It allows students like me to focus on our education and future goals without being overwhelmed with financial stress. Thank you so much for the generous support, your investment in students' futures, and it makes a real difference. I'm deeply grateful for the opportunities that you have helped provide. Thank you.
And Jessica is next.
Hello. Bear with me, I'm not really a public speaker. And I kind of am sharing a little bit more and going into my backstory just a little bit, just to show you the difference that these can make. I'm a PSS participant. I'm also a Rotary Scholarship recipient. So in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic, and right as my twins turned 1 year old, I left a very unhealthy relationship and I came to Colorado. And I had nothing but my kids and my car. So I didn't really have a plan. I didn't know what we were doing the next day or the next month, or for the foreseeable future. I found PSS. They helped me get an apartment for my family and come up with the ridiculous dream of becoming a nurse. My first day of college was my son's first day of kindergarten. So we sort of started the journey together. I completed all of my prereqs and all of the HESI exams, which is what you need to do to apply to the nursing program. Like Brian shared, is extremely competitive. The semester that I applied, there was over 400 applicants. They take the top 40. I made it in, so I did not have to take a break in my schooling. And nursing school is a beast. Most of my nursing school, I was putting in 50 to 60 hours a week between classes and exams and skills checkoffs. Throughout the 2 years there, I completed over 1,000 hours at the hospital in unpaid clinical hours. So there's no way that I could have done it without the support and help that I got, raising 3 kids on my own and doing that. So it makes a really big difference. I graduated in May after the summer. Thank you. We were moving and doing all kinds of kids stuff this summer, and I did some studying. I sat for my boards and was officially a licensed RN as of September 11th. And nursing has provided me a massive amount of opportunities. I have held hands as people passed. I have caught babies as they came into the world. I accepted a role as a hospice nurse, which is something that I dreamed of when I started school. And I get to spend my life nurturing people in vulnerable times because people did that for me when I was in mine. So it makes a big difference, and thank you. So.
Amazing. So let's give it up for these folks again. That's why we're here. I've said it before, it's where the rubber meets the road. I'm always like to be part of any organization that makes a difference. And then right here, you can see it. It doesn't go off into questionable places. It's right here. So in all the other scholarships, there's 10 right now. They're new, in the middle, and soon to graduate in all these different fields. I get the bios now and then, and Denise sends us stuff. It's amazing. I'm like, it's just great. So before Chris and I both said, this is our foundation. This is what we do. And we do everything with PSS, and we can see that this is an ongoing program that makes a difference here in our community and for these folks that probably weren't going to be able to get a job and get to school and all those things and take care of stuff that we take for granted. So this is what we do. Chris had noted before, and I kind of want to end this on, what can we continue to do as a club membership? This is our pitch. When is, it's like National Giving Day, or where everybody hits when is that coming up? Yeah. So forget that. We're going to get a jump start before you're all out of money. I remember getting all that stuff. So I wanted to reiterate again, Chris and I talked about it. This is your club. You pay part of your dues is every quarter goes to our foundation. What I've done, and I think several other members, remember that just a quick contact to Jan, our treasurer, would allow you to just bump up how much you give to the foundation, and also to our community service and all the other things that we donate to that make this work. So that's an easy no-brainer for me. It's like, hey, I lose that in fines, for crying out loud. The other thing is to reiterate our major donor category. Those are for folks that want to donate more, just because of what we do. I do, a lot of you do. I really appreciate that because it stays right here at home. And allows us, those dollars that come in from your dues, come in from just the random donors, that's what we use to fund the scholarships. We are built the actual principal fund that hopefully someday we might elect to, and we will, increase our scholarships. That's, times are changing and more people are in need. But right now, that's what funds these scholarships. And we also see, guess what? The price of school isn't going down, right? And the cost and stuff that distill these scholarships. So we got to keep commensurate with that. So if you really want to wait around a really long time, you can join our legacy donors, and those are for all the folks, including myself, that had put our foundation, or listed our foundation in our will. We're bequesting, amongst all other things, that if we pass away, here's what I want to do with some of the money. I have on the tables the forms for that, bequesting, and then also Jan would take your phone call, email to increase your dues. And that's about it. We have a form on there that says that I want to sign up for, send it in and send some extra money to the foundation. And that's what I'm asking. This is, the big ask of the year. So thanks, guys. Thank you all for, $1.3 million. A lot of hard work. And we've done the deal. Thanks a bunch.
Does anyone have any questions for Bob? I actually have a question for Karen in relation to this. How many clubs in our district have a foundation? It's definitely less than.
Off the top of my head, I know we have 3 clubs in Fort Collins have foundations. There are a couple in Cheyenne also. So I would say maybe off the top of my head, about 30%.
Yeah. That's what I kind of figured it might be. Yeah, around a quarter to less than half for sure.
I don't think ours is the
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Bob and Chris, thank you so much for
James.
all that you, oh, sorry, I apologize.
Just a reminder that donations can also be made by charitable contributions from your IRAs or 401ks,
Absolutely.
QCD.
Right. And that helps, you can, with your minimum IRA distribution, you can defer that, which is a great way of doing that if, awesome. Any other questions? Thank you, Brad. Sorry, I didn't see you there right at first. Well, thank you again so much, and what great stories that you guys have. So thank you so much for all that you guys do. It's we really treasure the partnership we have with you, and you know, between this and then pickleball tournament, what the vehicles, and just it's really cool. So